Today, on Playing a Blinder.
Hey, so I'm here at a park, and I just want to give another example of like how I'm targeted and how this all works.
Why is it that some people seem to have an unrelenting mistrust of others, causing them to have unreasonable feelings that people are out to get them, or don't like them? Well, it's because they're targeted citizens. Duh!
Go nuts on my nuts.
Electronic harassment, electromagnetic torture, psychotronic torture, whatever you call it, it's a conspiracy theory. And therein lies the key to this mystery known as targeted individuals. And the conspiracy theory says that government officials, they are using electromagnetic waves and advanced surveillance systems to pick on certain people. And before any of you smarty pantses jump down to the comment section to tell me absolutely no chance that these are just hallucinations, delusional disorders or psychosis, the same kind of conditions that cause people to think they've been abducted by aliens or seen dead relatives. Absolutely no chance.
You know, if you're a targeted individual, you know that, or like a common thing that happens is that they're able to take over other people around you.
Well, I've never heard anything so ridiculous in my life. So you honestly expect people to believe, let's say for argument's sake, you get to see this video. You may well think that this is part of the whole targeted individual issue, and that somebody is somehow making me make this video about you because you're a targeted individual.
Don't forget Agent 69. Today you must record a video for us explaining why targeted individuals are not being honest and are just trying to get us in trouble. Oh yes, and 69, don't blow your cover.
Well, if you don't want me to blow my cover, I suggest you don't activate my voice chip while I'm recording videos.
Have you never heard of editing, idiot? Why we keep you on staff is beyond me.
It's almost like your friends, your family become possessed by something, like something takes over them.
Ah, right, so it's everyone else and definitely not you.
And puts ideas in their heads or makes them go do something, or, you know, pushes them into your space, like to somehow annoy you, like.
So you're a targeted citizen because your friends and family annoy you.
So yeah, I'll just give you like an example. Started my Qigong routine.
What are you looking at me like that for? It wasn't me driving that lawnmower.
So yeah, you know, that's a pretty big park here, and there are a lot of areas that he could be mowing. And, you know, I'm very quietly just under a shady tree in a large park, like just getting into my Qigong routine, and then he's like circling me with the mower.
Now obviously I don't know if there's any more to this footage, but from what I just saw, driving past you once doesn't really constitute circling you. So what we're saying now is that this guy on his lawnmower, who is clearly just doing his job, is part of the global conspiracy to annoy you because you are a targeted citizen.
There's, you know, rocks flying out, like he's getting really close, and there's all these other places he could be mowing while I just do my little Qigong routine and then be done.
Okay, and that's fine. Maybe he is guilty of being inconsiderate, but I can't really see anything else going on here.
But no, he decided that's the, you know what I mean? Like, that's not normal.
Ah, now yes, I think I do know what you mean. And on that note, I need to take a small break.
Well, hello, big boy, but shouldn't you be making a video?
Get out, you perv.
You know, when I agreed to have this implant installed by NASA, they gave me absolutely zero indication of how annoying he would be. He follows me everywhere.
And I'm just gonna keep showing it because it keeps happening. So, and I'm tired of it, and so I'm gonna have to start documenting.
Okay, brilliant. Sounds like a really good plan to me. A strong plan, or is it? Because the way I'm looking at it is that accusing the guy who cuts the grass at your local park of being involved in a worldwide conspiracy, specifically targeting you, doesn't really seem like it's going to do you many favours in the long term. Dare I say, it could, and this isn't my opinion, but it could make you appear to be ever so slightly paranoid.
So I wanted to talk about another way that they target me, and they probably target other people, is, you know, when you're driving, a lot of times just weird stuff will happen, like a pedestrian will just cross the street just right in front of you as you're driving.
No way! A pedestrian stepping out into the road in front of traffic without any prior warning? Well, I bet that's never happened to any of you, has it?
Or a cyclist just comes out of nowhere.
And a cyclist?
I've had so many close calls, and it's always been just a person who just literally like appears out of nowhere.
I have so many questions. How do you cope with such unique experiences? Because absolutely nobody in the history of anything ever has had a pedestrian step out in front of them, or dare I say a cyclist. It just beggars belief. It's like when I volunteered to have this chip put in. I was so happy that they chose me over everyone else they could have chosen.
Yeah, sure. We chose you first.
No way, really?
No, I can't do it, ha ha ha. We actually wanted Sideman Dan, but he said no, so we settled for you, Creaky. I'm sorry. Not sorry.
This kind of stuff never happened to me before until I started getting targeted.
What, so before you discovered that you were a targeted citizen, you had not once ever had a pedestrian step out in front of you? Well, that's lucky.
And besides that, another thing they'll do is like, well, I mean, like with weather modification, like I'm in a desert right now, and since I started making these videos, like all these rain clouds just started to form around me. And
I can explain this. Very, very interesting phenomenon. Now, deserts generally are known for being dry, arid lands, but
while there are many different definitions for what constitutes a desert,
yeah, sure, you go ahead, Agent Zero. You explain to these people why it sometimes rains in a desert. You know, it's not as if this is my YouTube channel and that they're really easy to set up. If you want your own,
all involve low rainfall. The United States Geological Survey classifies deserts at 2 levels: arid lands receiving less than 10 inches of rainfall each year, and extremely arid lands experiencing no rainfall at all for periods longer than 12 months. The driest deserts in the world are the Inland Sahara Desert in northern Africa and the Atacama Desert in Chile, both receiving around 0.6 inches of rain in an average year. In many cases, precipitation events in deserts occur as torrential, if brief, storms.
Have you quite finished? Morgan Freeman? And it's deserts, not desserts, you dick.
it's starting to rain now, but yeah, just storms out of nowhere. A big thing for me when I was getting targeted was a lot of like loud motorcycles and engines outside of my house all night long, like just hearing a motorcycle, you know, just around my house for like hours all night, you know.
Is your house maybe on a road?
Nails in my tires, like you wouldn't believe how many nails I got in my tires. And this was never, I mean, like maybe once, you know, I don't know, in 5 or 6 years I would get a nail in my tire, but it was like, you know, 6 nails in a tire, like over a period of like a few months, like.
Now for once I have a serious question. Nails in the tire, could be an accident, could be deliberate, there's some very mean people around. Did the nails in the tires start happening after You created this YouTube channel where you're telling anybody who wants to watch that you're a targeted citizen?
Or I'd get my car fixed and they wouldn't put back something right and it would be loose and the car would just like break down, like, you know, while I'm driving it. Like, so when you're targeted, you really have to like be careful about your car and be careful driving and drive extra slow and check after the mechanic and, you know, tell the mechanic to put this back right and do this, because you just have to check, because they will take the other person over, you know, and that's just something you just always have to be prepared, always have to be on the defensive. So yeah, that's just another example of what I have to deal with now since being targeted.
Now, we all know mechanics to be a very serious group of individuals. They would absolutely never joke around. They would certainly not try to prank somebody. And by somebody, I mean a customer of theirs that they may or may not know is claiming to be a targeted citizen, and as such thinks that everybody is out to get them or harm them. And by everybody, I mean they, whoever they are. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.
Bye-bye. This was very tidy.
Alright, watch this next. But before you do, make sure you subscribe by order of the Creaky Blinder.